and welcome again to another episode of Dear Me Podcast. My name is Omalmi and this podcast is brought to you by About the Voice. If this is your first time listening to an episode right here on Dear Me Podcast, I want to let you know that you have come to the right place, and I want to let you know that you are highly welcome, and I want to assure you that every conversation you have here is amazing and would do you a lot of good. And so if there are episodes that you've not listened to, I would like you to scroll through or go back to check and listen so that you can flow well with the conversations that we have here. What am I talking about today? Today I'm talking about finance. I'm talking about money. Yes, let's talk about money, guys. Because of course we need to make this money. Owo ni koko. And just like we say in Yoruba language, Owo ni keke riri. Abi, is that not how we say it? Anyways, let's get right into the matter or the business of the day. All right, before I get into the conversation proper, I would like to say this. I am not recording this podcast from the angle of a finance expert or someone that is a billionaire or all of that. I am just here to converse with you as someone who has some certain understanding of finance and someone who is still learning. But then I believe that a few of these points would kind of let you see money and all of that in a different light, because I feel like the pressure is actually how do we say it? The pressure is getting worse. There is this pressure to make money, guys, and it is true, because a lot of times there are so many things that we want to do for ourselves that we will not be able to do, or will not be able to do freely, because we have to ask for money from someone and all of that. And even if your father or your mother, or you have rich uncles and aunties, even if your parents are billionaires and all of that, there is just this difference when you have your own money, like when you are making your own money. There is, like, you understand. And so I know that a lot of us listening to me here, we are young people, and these days, even on Instagram, the pressure is everywhere. People are posting their Ferraris, their Bugattis. You see young people making a whole lot of money. And then if you want to be sincere with yourself, sometimes you sit down and wonder that what exactly am I using my life to do? Like, I'm a young person and I can see some of my mates, they are flaunting their iPhone 17. And I'm just here. It's just like as if all I'm doing is academics, or I don't even know what I'm doing. I just want to make money also. And it might not be necessarily because I want to show off or anything, but I just want to make money. I know that a lot of us can relate to what I am saying. Anyways, how do I get into this conversation? I'm thinking about how best it is. Anyways, if this is where you are at, and if this is your story where you are like, I also want to make money, I want to be able to do things for myself, I want to be able to, you get all of those things that you, so in no particular order, and just having a random conversation with you, just like I would like to take this like I'm gisting with someone, and so do not expect it to be all structured and all. I just want to have this conversation with us, and I would like to say this. I feel like it's actually very important. I feel like if right now you are broke, or you are just a young person that you're still trying to find your feet, you want to make money and all of that, I would like to say this, that this stage where you are broke, or where you are still trying to figure out what exactly to do or how exactly to go about making this money that we are talking about, I want to say that where you are now, this phase is a phase to be thankful for. Now, I am someone that is conversant with social media, especially because one of the skills that I offer is social media management. So most times I am online on social media, and so I come across a lot of things that are being shared, or that is being shared on social media, and I see a lot of young people flaunting wealth, flaunting money and all of that. And a lot of times you sit and you just be thinking that, what am I doing with my life and all of that? Anyways, so back to what I was saying. If you're out there and you are currently at the point where you are honestly broke and you want to make money for yourself, not because you don't have who can send you money or who can give you money, you just want to be able to make money for yourself, what I would say is clap for yourself, first of all, that you're aware of this. It's a good thing. But then beyond the worry of wanting to make the money, I feel like these days or this age that we are, we see a lot of young people make money out of the blues, especially because of the power that social media actually gives us to make money. If you're consistent on social media, you have something you're talking about, you're audacious and all of that, and you suddenly go viral, opportunities begin to open to you and all of that. And so a lot of young people out there just suddenly became rich. You understand? They did not plan for it. They just suddenly became rich. And even them, they are shocked that they have this much money. And so they got into it without having knowledge about finance and all of that. And they keep spending the money. They treat the money anyhow and all of that. And if you are not wise with money, the chances that you will become very, very broke, so much that when you compare your past with your present, how do they say it? You'll be so shocked. You'll be like, maybe I had this amount of money before. Anyways, what I'm saying is, if you're a young person out there and you're currently broke and you're thinking, how exactly can I make money? What I want to let you know, or what I would say to you is, it is good that you have that urge to want to make money. But beyond that urge to want to make money or to be able to get one or two things done for yourself or by yourself, become passionate about gaining knowledge about finance. Because if you have money today, beyond having that money, how you would manage that money is very, very important. So I don't know how exactly to put it, but I'm hoping that we understand. Be passionate now about learning how to manage whatever money that you would get. Because just like people say, or just like we say, it gets better with time. Seriously, that money you're looking for, it will come to you. But right now, beyond that urge to make that money, convert that urge to a hunger for knowledge about finance and how to manage money. Because let's say, for instance, you are praying for money, you are praying to earn money and all of that. And let's just say, for instance, suddenly, maybe you just got a job or you got an opportunity and 10 million naira, for instance, or $1 million or whatever currency it is you spend in whatever country you're listening to me from. Maybe it just lands, a huge sum of money just lands in your account, or you just have access to a certain amount of money. A sincere question I would like to ask you today or right now is, and I want you to answer, if 10 million naira or $10 million or whatever currency, a huge amount of money, was to land in your account right now, what would you use it to do? How would you use it? What would you use it to do? How would you use it? What is your sincere answer to that question? A lot of us will be thinking, okay, I'm going to get a car, I'm going to get an iPhone 17, I'm going to buy dresses, I'm going to buy shoes, I'm going to buy clothes. A lot of us would be having different answers. I want you to give a sincere answer to that question. If 20 million naira or $20 million were to land in your account right now, what would you use it to do? If your answers fall into some of the things that I have said, that means you still have a lot of work to do. I'm not saying that you should not buy iPhone 17 and blah, blah. For instance, if you convert $20 million now, buying all of these things is just going to be minimal because the money will still be there and it will still be huge. But then the first things that come to your mind when you get this kind of question is going to show how you are actually going to spend the money, whatever money that you have access to entirely. If all you're thinking is clothes, shoes, proving the points, blah, 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 and all of that, chances are that in maybe a year or in less than a year, that money from beginning to the end will get finished. And let's say, for instance, you are lucky, you have an opportunity, you have a chance to have that kind of money, and you have it constantly, like it's constant, it's something that keeps coming, such that it's not a one-time experience or something. You keep having that chance, you keep having that source of money. The thing is, I feel like it actually still applies, because if you don't have an understanding, if for instance you get that money and then you're like, okay, I have all of this money, I need to start learning how. If you don't have that consciousness and you begin to learn how exactly to manage your money and all of that, and you receive help, that will be good. But then if you have no thought of that and you're like, okay, should I have money, more money will still come, and then you keep living your life, my dear, chances are that you would die a pauper. And then I know people, this is not story, adults. I know adults who have had money. You know, people that when they have money, they marry wives. Like, now women like money. I will be like, where there is money, no, nothing like looks, not like have money. You see ladies and all of that around. Sorry, my ladies, I'm not saying it to push you down or anything, but let's be very sincere. We like money. Now, so the scenario I'm telling you, I have seen people that like money and that they began to marry many wives. They have cars. I'm not talking about 5 naira car. They have houses. And I have seen such people become paupers. Yes, so much that you cannot compare who you used to know them to be with the person that they became. Yes, and this is not one person. This is not two. I know. So what I'm saying is, if you're a young person out there, beyond that urge for you to want to make money, begin to be angry that you want money, but you don't even know how to manage it. So the point I'm trying to make is, one thing that I want you to start doing as a young person is to, beyond wanting money, one thing I want you to do is get deliberate about learning or gaining financial knowledge. Start getting deliberate. How do I manage money? There are books that you can read. There are videos you can watch. These days, you can even chat with AI. You can ask questions. If you are a huge follower of Dear Me podcast, you know that one of the things that we talk about here, or that we are big on, is curiosity. Be curious. Ask questions. Okay, let's say for instance, I'm chatting with an AI tool, let's say ChatGPT, which is the famous one that we know. Hi, and then AI responds to me. I am a young person in my teens, and I realized that I have an urge to make money. But the truth is, I have no knowledge of finance such that if a huge sum of money or a small sum of money were to land in my account, I would make use of it in a very bad or uncontrolled way. I need you to give me help, give me advice on what to do to better understand finance and how money management is being done, or how money is being grown and all of that. And then it begins to give you suggestions. Or you can go on YouTube and watch videos. You can even take courses on finance so that you can understand how this is being done. So if you're out there and you are having that urge to make money, I'm not saying you should kill that urge, but then as important as that urge is to you, I want understanding how money works, how money is grown, how money is preserved, how money is kept, how money is invested, and whatever. I want you to see it as a priority and be worried about that, and be intentional and be active about learning about finance. Now, another thing is that I would like you to pay attention to is having a habit of saving. Some of us think that we need to have so much before we start to save and all of that. See, the way you are now that you are broke is a big sign of how you would be when you have money. If you are the type that I can't like this. God, my guys out there, I'm sorry, but a lot of guys that I know, once money enter their account, they spend it. Yes. And I look at it, I'm not saying you should not spend. I'm not saying that you should not take care of yourself. I'm not saying that you should not enjoy yourself and all of that. Just like we say, feed the body that works the money, right? Yes, I'm in support. But there are a lot of guys that I know that are financial wrecks? Finance wrecks? Once the money is entering, they spend it from top to bottom. So whether you're a girl or you're a guy, and right now, the way you use money is, once it gets into your account, you're thinking of lip gloss, you're thinking of hair, you're thinking of all of these things, and you never nothing ever speaks to you to save. Or if something says you should save, you push it aside, and at the end of the day, you finish spending the money. And that is how you would be when $10 million enters your account. And just like people say, is that the more money you have, the more needs you have. I think that's a common saying. Yeah, the more money you have, the more needs. So when you're saying that the reason I am broke now, or the reason I am not able to save, is because I don't have more money. When you have more money, your needs will become, that's when your taste would increase. For instance, if all you can do right now is to afford maybe a Toyota Corolla and all of that, by the time you're rich enough to afford a Lamborghini, you would want to go for a Lamborghini. You would not want to go for a Corolla. A Corolla is cheaper. So your taste is going to increase, when you have more money, because you'll be able to afford all of this things. So at the end of the day, money is never enough, in quotes. Yeah, let's say that. Anyways, so you want to cultivate the habit of saving. And for me, what I would say is a very good way to save money is once money enters your account, before you start buying this and buying that and all of that, save it first. For me, now that I'm a Christian, when money enters my account, I know that, okay, this is what I want to do. Like most times before money enters my account, I already have my plans and all of that. But as someone who has known, like I know the way I behave with money and all of that, one of the things I've told myself is that once money comes to my account, this money is God that provided it, right? Let me pay my tithe first. You understand? Let me pay my tithe first before I start doing one or two. You understand? And then you pick a portion of that money and then you also save. And then the best thing to do actually, for we Christians, most times what we do first is to pay our tithe. And then from there, you save. From there, you begin to attend to other needs and all of that. But before you start touch, pay your tithe and save. Then from there, you begin, because if you don't save, your money will finish in front of you. And if you don't budget. So anyways, this second point is cultivate the habit of saving. If now your parents are giving you 10,000 naira, or they're giving you $200 or pounds or whatever currency it is you spend wherever it is you are, start telling yourself that you are going to deliberately be saving. A lot of us have banks or tools where we save money. We have cowrywise. Some people lock up their money on OPay. Some do piggy vest. Yet people have money in different places. But then another thing is, some of you have money there, but you are not consistent. So you have to make saving and habits such that you are consistent with your savings. Not the one that you feel like, oh, I have a lot of money this month, so let me save. When you don't have a lot of money, you should also save. That is when you know that you are making progress. I hope you understand. So please cultivate the habit of saving. And never forget that the way you are when you are broke, the way you are with money when you are broke, will be how you will be when you are rich. So better you start working on yourself now when you are broke, so that you will not become, when you become rich, you will not. Well, I know you understand what I'm saying. Another thing is, do not buy things to impress people. There's a lot of pressure these days to want to show off, to want to let people know that you've arrived and all of that. You want to look rich, you want to blah blah blah. I'm not saying that you should look tattered. Me, I'll use my money to look good. But then, no matter how good looking you are, make sure that whatever it is you're doing, you have your investments, you have your savings, you have your everything, and then you get what you want to get. Not the one that all your money, everything, all your millions, you use it to buy things just to impress people. And at the end of the day, in your crib or your corner, you know that you are a financial wreck. Like you are very broke, but then outwardly you look like as if you have it all. Now, I'm not in support of people that likes to look broke outside, but then they are rich inside. I am not in support of that too. But then there are some people that they look very humble outside, but inside they have millions. And people that look like as if they are very rich outside, they are very broke inside. You know, just like they say, know to thy own self be true. How did you say, know thyself? Whatever it is, whether you are looking rich outside and poor inside, or you are looking poor outside and rich inside, whatever it is, what I'm trying to pass across is that you that you're listening to me, be wise. And the path of wisdom is where you are balanced. Not that you are out there, you're making money, you want to make money because you want to impress people. That is something you have to look out for. Don't live your life to impress anybody. Anyway, so that's the other point. And then one thing you need to understand is that it's not everything that you can afford that you need to buy. Now that you are broke, you buy everything. When you are rich, that's how you will still be behaving. So you have to understand that you need self-control. It's not everything that you can afford that you need to buy. You should be asking yourself questions. This particular thing that I'm looking at right now, do I need to get it now? Do I need to get it now? Do I need this thing at the moment? It's looking shiny, it's looking beautiful. Must I get it? So these are questions you need to be asking yourself if you want to work on your finance. It's not everything you see that you have to purchase immediately. Sometimes you have to control yourself and ask yourself questions. Do I need this thing? Will this thing add any value to my life? Am I actually buying or getting these things out of pressure, or because I'm trying to compare myself with people? All of these questions are questions that you want to be asking yourself, even while you are broke. with that small change that is entering your hand? These are questions that you should be asking yourself. And then another thing is you should learn to prioritize needs over wants. I know that economists would say that both needs and wants are the same. But then just for the sake of the general explanation, as a young person, you want to begin to prioritize your needs over your wants. Okay, this particular, let me give a very good scenario. God bless my, let me keep that private. But then, let me give a scenario where, let's say for instance, you're a student now and there is a very important textbook that you've been asked to purchase in school. But then there is also this sneaker that you've been eyeing for like 3 months. And you just imagine how that sneaker would look if you pair it up with your jeans and that shirt that you have hanging in your wardrobe and all of that. So money now enters your hand. You are thinking, I still have 3 weeks before I would urgently need this textbook. Let me buy this sneaker. That is, you are not prioritizing. What your textbook is more important than your sneaker. Someone that is financially wise would buy that textbook. Someone that is financially unwise will buy the sneaker. So you have to learn to prioritize. What do I actually need? That textbook is a need. That sneaker is a want. It is something that you can do without. But that textbook is going to be of use to your life. So as a young person, you want to be prioritizing. Don't be the type that you just do things anyhow. You make things you understand. So all of these things are important. And then another thing you want to do is you want to start learning about investments. There are so many ways that you can invest. I've already told you guys that I'm not recording this particular podcast from the place of a finance expert. I'm just here to help you with what I know and what I know can be of help to you. And do not forget that one of our mottos or principles on the podcast is curiosity. Be curious about the things. What I would do here is to stir up your mind. And then if you care about the matters or the topics that have been talked or that has been talked about, you would go and do further research to help yourself. Now, you want to start learning about investments. You want to start learning about places where you can put your money so much that your money would grow. Do I have money in my savings account? Maybe money that I need urgently. But I'm not the type that puts my money in my account for the banks to be using it. You put your money in a place where aside the only money that should be sitting in your account is money that maybe you need urgently or that you need to maybe run your daily life and all of that. Don't be the type that you have 10 million somewhere and you just put it in your bank account. What? Is it growing? If you have 10 million naira, it should be generating more income, passive income for you if you invest it or you put it in the right places. So if you're there and you're the type that you have so much money or you have people who can give you money and you just put it in your savings account. It is, in fact, the bank, they are removing charges. Thank God we are now in the tax era. And who knows, anyways, tax people understand how taxes and all of that, how it works. And so aside from the tax and all of that, I'm sure that a lot of us can relate to where you just suddenly receive a message from your bank and they'll say they've removed 25 naira, they've removed 10 naira, they've removed 1,000 naira, and you put your money that is meant to be increasing, you put it somewhere for the bank to be using and be deducting at will. That is unwise. So you want to be deliberate about learning about investment. Don't go invest your money where your money will get missing. No. Calm down and learn. If you have people or elders around you who have a knowledge about investments and how to safely and correctly help your money grow, you want to reach out to them. And if there are books you need to read, you want to do that for guidance. Please, let's learn about investment. So while you are broke now, these are things that you can be doing. Another thing you want to do is to keep your financial life private. Everybody does not need to know how much you have in your account. They don't need to know. They don't need to be able to figure out how much you make. Whether you are broke, whether you are poor, is none of anybody's business, except if they are going to actually help you out of your situation and help, or if that information is relevant. You don't need to go about telling people how much you earn, how much you have saved, how much what you are investing in, and all of that. All of that is not anybody's business, except maybe they are finance experts and they can give you advice and all of that. You don't want to go about talking and making noise and all of that. Anyways, I hope you understand. When too many people know about your finance and all of that, it can put you into unnecessary pressure, expectations and all of that. And then, anyways, I hope you understand. Now, a big point that I would like to leave us with, because this episode is actually getting long, is you want to start building your skills. Don't look for the money first. Look for the skill first. Build your skill. It is your skill that would actually give you money. So you want to go after the skill. Put your head down. Pick a skill and learn it. Know it. Master it. Then that skill will definitely bring you money. So if your first thought is, let me make money, you would end up not making any money because you don't have a skill that will bring you money. So you want to focus. Some people are, and if all your mind is, let me make money, at least I know that we have different opinions about finance in this our generation and age and all of that, where some people would be like, hey, you don't need to have a BSc to make money and all of that, blah 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 blah. Those people who don't need their BSc and they are making money, most of them have their BSc and they are making money. But that other thing that they are making money with is a skill. You are a young person. All your head is money. Academically, you are suffering. Skill-wise, you don't have a skill. You are just thinking about money all day and then you are losing on both sides. So why not calm down and learn a skill? If you don't have money to pay for all these courses that people run online, go on YouTube. Just like we say, YouTube is a university. There are a lot of tools out there that you can use to your advantage. And so if you really care about making money, you want to care about building your skill and then constantly talking about it online. Yes. Just like people say, nobody knows a silent expert. So if you're learning a skill, you want to talk about what you're learning. You want to talk about it openly so that if people even have gigs, they will be able to know, okay, there is someone that actually does this, and I'd like to reach out to her or to reach out to him. So what you should be caring about right now is you should be asking yourself a question. This money that I'm looking for, do I have the skill to even get it? So that is important. And so one thing that you need to understand is that money would come and it will go, but the knowledge that you have, the discipline that you have, the habits that you have would stay. I've had a lot of these successful business people out there say that if they didn't have any money, if they lost all their money, this is what they would do to pick up and start again and all of that. And they say it with a lot of confidence that they are not afraid of going broke because they are built-in systems. They've built in discipline, habits, and all of that would help them pick up again. And so you as a young person, you want to be focusing on the things that is actually important. And when you focus on those important things, the thing that you want will definitely come. Don't be the kind that, you understand? Money hits you by surprise. That is why you will get a car, you will crash it anyhow, you would have money, you will just be shouting everywhere. Everybody needs to know that you have money, everybody must know that you are rich. You know, when I see people that have money and they are foolish, I beg your pardon. Pardon me for that English that I use. I know people that have money and they're actually foolish. And I just look at them and I shake my head. I'm not saying that I'm perfect. I'm not saying that I am, just like I said, I am not a finance expert. But then there are a lot of young people that I see that have money, and I'm like, the way they behave, so if you know that like this person is not wise and all of that. So don't be a money misroad. Be a wise and a smart person, such that your goal is not just to build wealth. There is something that is called generational wealth. The money that you have now, if you are out there, you're a young person and you actually have money, because I've been focusing a lot on the broke people. If you're out there and you're a young guy or you're a young girl and you actually have money, the question I want to ask you is, that money that you have, what you have in place, would it only serve you, or are you building something that would serve even generations after you? Are you building structure, or do you just care about the Lexus or the Lamborghini or the GLE or the whatever that you are riding now? Are you intentional about working on your finance such that you convert that success that you have into something that can be passed on for generations? Go and find out about what generational wealth is. Go and find out about real entrepreneurship, businesses, structures that you can put in place to actually preserve what you have. If all you have is that you are just flaunting, you're flaunting expensive perfumes, you're flaunting expensive cars, you're flaunting expensive clothes, and all the money that you have ends with you, then you are a failure, you are poor. So you want to put your head down, you want to calm down and begin to think, this grace that I have now, this mercy that God has shown me that I am, there are so many of your mates that are broke, but God found you worthy to entrust you with something. You want to be thinking of how you would preserve that thing that you've been given and not be carried away by all the youthful whatever that is going on, where everybody wants to prove a point, everybody wants to look rich and all of that. Your wealth, the money you have, is it something that can be passed on? That is a question I want to ask you. If you're a young guy or a young lady out there who is actually not broke but is rich, that is a question I want to ask you. Anyways, this is where I'm going to be wrapping it up. But before I wrap it up, here are a few things that I would like you to do, or here are a few questions that I would like you to ask yourself if you're a young person out there that you are hungry for to make money, you feel like you're broke and all of that. A question I want you to ask yourself, question number 1, why do I really want money? Why? Ask yourself, why do I really want money? This money that I'm having an urge to make, do I want to make it because I want to prove a point? I know that be sincere with yourself when you're answering these questions. Be sincere. Because if you deceive yourself at the end of the day, you will see it. Ask yourself, why do I really want this money? Settle that question in your mind. You understand? Do I want this money because I just want to feel good? I want to be able to get things that I've always wanted. Do I want this money because I want to build security or stability for myself and generations after me? These are questions you want to ask, so that when money finally starts coming, you are not going to be one of these money misroads that all they want to do is prove a point. They buy cars and then they are driving at a certain level of it, and at the end of the day they go and have let me not go too far. Let me not become, is it sentimental or happy? How do they say it? Next, another question you want to ask yourself is, do I understand money, or am I just chasing it? Do I understand money, or am I just chasing it? Now, a lot of us know how to earn money. A lot of us know how to make money, but we don't know how to keep money. And so if money comes to you and you don't understand budgeting, you don't understand saving, you don't understand planning, that money will leave you quietly, and you won't even know why. You wouldn't know how it was. You'll just be looking at yourself, like, how did I become like this? It happens. I have said that I have seen it happen to people. It's not them say, I have seen it firsthand. Adults, not even young boys, adults that have plenty money, and at the end of the day, they are so broke they cannot even rent a house for themselves. May God help us. So all of these things are important. So let it not be that it's the money that is Kailara. Do you understand? And the knowledge to keep it, to preserve it. You need to have that. And the question you want to ask yourself is, am I deliberate about learning about finance? Am I deliberate? Do I care about it? You understand? One of the things that you can do is pick up a book on finance. You want to look for a channel where they talk about finance. You want to pick a podcast where they talk about finance. You want to listen to show that you are intentional. When money even says that you respect it, it will come to you to respect you. So, anyways, I've said my own. Then another question you want to ask yourself is, if money entered my life today, would I manage it well? A way to know if you will manage money well if it comes to you. Ask yourself, let me know what say wait. Ask yourself and answer the question sincerely. If money entered my life today, you want to ask yourself that question. Would I manage it well? If you are saying yes, I will manage it well, you need to ask yourself how. How do you know that you would manage that? Well, like, what are the things, what are the systems you put in place? What have you learned about money that makes you think that you can have your answer and say that I'm going to manage it well? That's the question. Another question you want to ask yourself is, do I save first or do I save what is left? How do you save now? How do you save money now? If you're one of those that even save, how do you go about your saving? Do you save when money enters your account? Do you save first? Or the time that you save is after you've done everything you want to do, then you now decide to save? That's a question you want to answer. Another question you want to ask yourself is, why do I spend money the way I do? Are my spendings, are they emotional or are they logical? Are they emotional or are they logical? You get, do I spend money because I want to feel included? I want to feel confident, or I want to feel validated? There are some of you that you know that you cannot afford a particular restaurant or something, but because you want to show that you are there, the last money that you have in your account, you will go there. And you want to show, you want to feel among, you want to be there, you want to go there so that they'll say that you've gone there. Some of you, your school fee, that is what you are using to do oble. You are using your school fee to do oble, so that your friends can say, that guy too don't need, the girl is there. You are pleasing people. Your friends, all your friends are using expensive wigs. They send you your school fee, you use your school fee to buy wig, so that you can feel among. You are not wise. Anyways, another question you want to ask yourself is, can I delay gratification? That wig that you are seeing there that is 450k, you don't have to buy it now. You will buy. If you can sit down and imagine or think or look through your life, there are things that you wanted before, like there are things that you've imagined that you wish to have at a particular point in time that you did not, but later. But now you have those things, don't you? That is how it is. So whatever it is you don't have now, you would still have them. So why not calm down? Can you delay gratification and actually focus on what is important? Next question you want to ask yourself, do I understand the difference between needs and wants? When you understand the difference between needs and wants, that is when you would be able to prioritize right. You understand? I gave an example before where I talked about the student that needed a textbook and a sneaker. I wanted to buy a sneaker and needed to get a textbook, and he decided, let me buy the sneaker. That is not prioritizing. You don't know your needs from your wants. So all of these things are important. So you want to ask yourself a question. Do I understand the difference between needs and wants? Another important question you want to ask yourself, am I focused on building a skill right now? Are you focused on building a skill, or the only thing that is in your brain like a cobweb is how to make this money? When all your mind is how to make this money, and you are not thinking about the structures that you can actually put in place to make this money, that is what makes you to go and become a Yahoo boy or a Yahoo girl, because you want the easy route. You don't want to sit down and put your head down and learn something that will actually give you legit money. You want it sharp, and then you go and be defrauding people, making people cry at the expense of your own joy. God will judge you. Ask yourself a question. Am I focused on building a skill right now? Next question you want to ask yourself is, am I learning before investing or jumping in blindly? Oh, you have money, rich boy, and all you're doing is you put it here, you put it there, because you heard that they said you should invest. You put here, you put there, you put there. At the end of the day, you lose everything. So you want to ask yourself a question. Am I learning before investing or jumping in blindly? And then another question you want to ask yourself is, am I thinking short term or long term? Are you thinking money for yourself, or are you thinking generational wealth? Those are two questions you need to ask yourself for. If you are thinking generational wealth, you will most likely not be the one that, I'm sorry, I'm not shading anybody. You will most likely not be the one that will buy a car and then you are driving at 450 per kilometer. How do they say it? Because you feel like, you've made the money, now you are speeding. Someone that has generational wealth mindset, you buy the car. Of course, the car can take you 450, can take you 900 per kilometer or whatever. But then you would want to take it gently, because you know that you want to be alive to preserve something for the children that you would have. Those who understand. So you want to ask yourself a question. Am I thinking long term or short term? And then there are also that question can apply to different things. So you want to think about that in whatever line that comes to your mind. Anyway, so this is where I'm going to be wrapping it up. I want to believe that you've learned one or two things. If you felt attacked or you felt judged or misjudged from any of the points that I've mentioned, I just want to let you know that I love you. And I have not said anything to break your heart, but just to tell you the truth and to be sincere with you. So whatever level it is you are now, you want to sit down and ask yourself sincere questions, and then you want to begin to plan and move in the right direction. And always know that what you don't have today, you would still have. As long as you focus on what is important, you prioritize right, you do what you're meant to do, and God keeps you. That thing you seek would come if you don't give up, but you keep pushing in the right direction. So if you're a young person out there and you want to make money, you are interested in making money, you want to be able to do stuff for yourself and help yourself, I want to let you know that I believe in you, and I also believe in myself because we are all on this race together. But then you want to do it the right way, and you also want to think long term. You want to think big and not think small, and you want to focus on what is actually important. You don't want to live your life to impress anybody. You want to take it easy. You want to give yourself some grace. And if you're out there and you're already rich, you want to ask yourself a question. With this wealth that I have at the moment, what systems do I have in place to ensure that it is transferable? Or do I only care about myself and what I can show that I have? Or am I thinking future? Am I thinking I can transfer this? How can I convert what I have now into something that would be passed on for generations? So you want to think about that. Anyways, my name is Omomi. This podcast is brought to you by About the Voice. And we say that you are number one. Until I come your way again next time. Bye-bye.